Well, in that episode of Jay Leno's Garage, you know, when I started this website about 6-7 years ago, one of the first things we did was a product called Torchwear by my friend Torch. And what this is, well, it looks like a sock. You see, you put this on if you're working around exhaust heat or manifolds or anything like that. Look at that. Isn't that unbelievable? I use his stuff whenever see it's smoldering a little bit, but that'll go right out. Whenever I'm working near an exhaust manifold, how you doing? You touch it with, well, this you just slip right on, and you can put a glove on or whatever. And it's called Torchwear, and he makes all kinds of neat stuff. Torch, come on in here. How you doing?
Good, Jay. How are you?
He's got a bunch of new products out. You too, you too. I just love this stuff because cars where if you're trying to get to a spark plug or something while it's hot, or you're trying to reach a fuel pump, you know, you're doing this, you're trying not to touch the sides, you slip these on. It's really the greatest product. I'm amazed at how much heat it can take. And it looks just like a sock or a woolen sweater. It's not heavy at all. It's pretty amazing. What else have you got for us here?
Jay, you know, thank you for allowing me to come see you again,
Sure.
but we've developed some things since, obviously, I like to say one of our staples, which is this welding slave that's used for welding or any kind of, like you said, heat areas inside a motor compartment.
Right.
This is something we just designed that's a fender cover that can act as a fire blanket as well. This is fully repellent to water or any kind of solution. Obviously, when you're welding something and if it does get soaked with petroleum, you're going to want to clean it off before you use it.
Right.
But again, it allows you to be in a motor compartment with your tools accessible. If there is, God forbid, a fire from a carburetor, you're able to throw it over the fire and put it out.
Boy, that's really a great idea.
It really is.
Terrific.
So, you know, it's, you know, again, the fabric is Carbonex, which we have used for many years. This is a new product we're using from Spain called Valenti. I like to say everything that we use today is unlike my competitors that have been in business for a very, very long time. I love to say our stuff's made in America from a mill that's 100 years old in Chicago.
Right.
This is something new that we're looking at developing for motorcycle seats. I've laid this in the sun on the windshield of my car in the middle of summer, where obviously it gets magnified from the window, and you can touch your hands to it.
And it doesn't get hot?
Not at all. You feel warmth to it, but not...
Because you'd think black would absorb heat.
Oh, absolutely. And in a motorcycle seat, obviously that sits in the sun all day, you can't put your little butt on it, even if you got pants on.
Yeah.
So it's,
well, if I had a little butt, I would be thrilled. Yes. But I don't, so this is even a better problem. Well, that's pretty amazing. This is the one that still amazes me. You know, I always enjoy doing demonstrations with this. You know, like my Duesenberg has the outside exhaust manifolds, and I always tell people, put this on and grab that. They go, oh, I'm not grabbing, just grab it. And they go, oh, it's amazing. It's amazing.
It truly is, because it's fiber, but it's carbon, and carbon is able to take heat, unlike cotton.
Right.
This coat right here, Jay, if you picked up, I can show you what this coat's about. That coat weighs less than 2 pounds.
Yeah, because most welding coats...
Exactly, it's like you're in iron.
Yeah, you put this on and...
1.9 ounce, you can
and
throw
it's
it in the
stylish.
washing machine.
If you're going to dinner in Beverly Hills, excuse me, is that Torchwear? Why, yes it is. If you're at Benihana and you happen to do this, you lean on the grill, you're covered.
Absolutely.
You're covered.
Benihana, you can roll into Benihana.
Cool, and this, of course, is the same deal, isn't it?
Now, you can, yes, you can put flame to it, absolutely. Not like you do this.
No, that's the amazing one.
You will take flame to that material as well.
Now, you have teamed up with the guys at Weld.com, correct?
Yes, I have. Weld.com, I like to say, is the Facebook for welders.
Right.
It allows you to learn about some things that Wyatt Swaim here is going to explain.
Wyatt, come on in. How are you?
Great, good.
Now, you're Mr. Tig, right?
Mr. Tig, yes.
Yeah, now you're the instructor. If you don't know about them, they teach welding basically on the internet. You go on, you learn how to weld, and more, you know, it's fascinating to me. I see more and more girls getting into welding because they're artists and they're using it to create sculptures and whatever it might be. And it's fascinating to see. Have you seen a big increase in women too?
I have. It's clean. They're very precise at a lot of things that they do, and TIG welding is very precise.
Right.
So part of what I do is I try to make it easier. Everybody thinks that TIG welding is difficult. It really isn't. So you've already got the safety wear, you've got the gloves on. I brought a couple of items just as I would teach in some of the schools or the internet. For instance, welding helmets have changed over there. They're lighter. They're lighter in weight. One thing that is really important for someone that's definitely above 30 years old is your eyesight. If you don't have eyesight, you have to wear reading glasses. It's difficult. So inside this helmet, I've got a cheater. So you don't have to wear
It's almost a prescription.
Yeah, and you just have to know, do you need 1.5 or 1.75?
I see.
And it fits right in. So you can see this is a quick change helmet.
Right.
Very safe. And when you're TIG welding.
Explain what TIG welding is from regular welding for people who don't know.
TIG welding is the all-purpose precision welding for all metals: steel, stainless steel, Inconel, titanium, and you can do it with very, very much finesse. And if you notice, the welds are very small and precise, so the strength that you get out of that welding is as strong as a half-inch fillet weld.
Right. Cool.
So you don't get the distortion, and you use a TIG torch and tungsten inert gas welding, TIG. And so you see this tungsten has to get real close to where you're going to weld. Now typically we use a foot control, and so the arc comes off of here. Now what's important is torch angle. So if you start working in one of your cars and you get out of position, this torch is the latest and greatest. It's made by a company called CK, American made, up in Auburn, Washington. But the neat thing about it is you can turn it any direction you want.
Yeah, I see. Very good.
And the second part of it is taking the confusion out of it. If you go to the charts and say, what kind of tungsten you use for your machine? Am I welding aluminum, magnesium, titanium? What do I need? And the tungsten manufacturers have made it very difficult. There's a new tungsten. It's called laser. It's designed for all materials. Okay. So get rid of all your other tungsten, go to this, and you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Oh, very cool. Now you guys have hooked up in what way? Not the traditional way that I'm thinking of. How have you hooked up?
Well, Wyatt and I was the exclusive welder for the National Hot Rod Association for 25 years. Okay. I worked for Lincoln Electric Company, that obviously is a big part of the garage here.
Lincoln, yeah.
Wyatt here has been a part of their program for over 30 years. He's been a great friend, and obviously with what Weld.com has brought to the consumer now, they can learn things from this gentleman that you'd have to try to read in a book.
Right.
Again, Weld.com is a great place for you guys to go to when you're looking to try to educate yourself about the process. May it be PPE that we make, may it be helmets that are made by Lincoln, CK making torches. Wyatt explains all those things in detail on the site.
And if you're a young person looking for a career, welders make good money, don't they?
They do. There's a large demand for it right now.
Yeah. And especially in the art field, it's really fascinating because every time I go to an art show or something in Beverly Hills, there's always half a dozen sculptors there that are welded using either car parts or whatever it might be, more so than there would have been, 10 or 15 years ago.
We get a lot of calls, have a lot of students that are artists.
And what else do we have? These are the gloves. I assume these are the same deal as the
this is what we call the one size fit all glove.
Right.
We do manufacture a glove that's from size small to 4X, depending on the size of your hand. But this allowed the end user to have something at the bench top for everybody to use in the shop.
And when we work with our steam cars, which get a lot hotter than any gas car does, this is what we use, and it works amazingly well. It's as if the thing had cooled off for 7 or 8 hours.
Absolutely. It's heat in a motor. If it's a running car or something that you're welding, the radiant heat is something that is a huge problem for the operator.
Very cool.
But with this stuff right here, you can help your cause.
Torch, thank you very
Jay,
much.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, thank you.
See you next week.
Mm-hmm.